Hey, how y'all doing? I hope everybody's weekend was good. I'm taping this on a Monday afternoon, so I had a good weekend. I've talked a lot in a lot of these videos I've done about the process of recovery, and talked about what I've been through. And over the weekend I got a couple of messages from God, and one of the things I wanted to talk about this week, and I'm gonna knock it out today, hopefully, is during this process of recovery, we get to a certain point. We start out miserable, unhappy, and usually that's the reason why we start, or the catalyst for us starting, is that we're just miserable and we can't live any longer with what we've experienced in our life. Whether it be the sexual abuse, the physical abuse, the abuse that that we did to ourselves through alcohol, through drugs, gambling. I mean, whatever it is that took us to that point of being miserable and unhappy. That's why we decided we wanted to make some changes and recover. And I think that's for all of us. What happens though, and what I see what happens a lot of times, and it really hasn't happened to me, which is a blessing, is that you get to a certain point and the feeling of despair and the feeling of being miserable kind of weans away, and we start feeling better. And then we stop. The same vigor or excitement that we had when we started that recovery, we need to continue with all the way through. If you have a full glass of dirty water, or you have all those negative things inside of us that we have, and we can't just do just enough just so we feel better, and we can't pour out, let's say, just half of that dirty water and then expect to pour clean water in it and then have some false sense that our glass with half the dirty water in it was now going to be suddenly clean. I mean, we have to do some work, and that's what God wants us to do. Is do some work. I think that one of the worst words in the public language is "but." I was doing so good, but this happened to me. I was going to do this, but these people over here, but them people, them, those, and theys. We can't stop our recovery. We can't say, we were doing this, but something happened. That's not an excuse. So we really have to continue forward with our recovery, even when we start feeling better. God does require us to take some actions. And when we take those actions, we give God something to work with. So we have to continue to keep moving forward. And what the amazing thing about it is that, we may get a little taste of that happiness. We may start having a feeling that everything is going to be all right. Hope starts getting restored to us. And then we end up being, hope fiends instead of dope fiends, like me. I'm a dope fiend. And I'm good with that. But I didn't want to become a hope fiend. You get just enough hope where you start relying on that, and you start relying on that only. And you have this feeling that, okay, well, I did some work, God will just finish the rest of it. Or you figure that I've done enough work and I feel pretty good, and thank God for what I have. And that's okay. But it won't last long, and then you'll start finding yourself slipping back to where you were when we first started this journey together, because it is a we journey. I mean, again, I do these tapes and I put these videos on YouTube, and I do it because I believe that's what God wants me to do. to help others. But again, it's helping me also, because it's reminding me, you know what, Gene, are you still doing enough work? Are you continually moving forward? Because, you know, even though I've been doing this for 20-some years, it never ends. I still learn some of the same lessons over and over and over. And I guess this is a challenge for me today too, is, you know, to keep moving forward, keep doing the videos, keep doing the writing that you've been doing, because we don't know what God has in store for us. There was something I heard a long time ago, and the guy says, well, you know, you got to be careful for what you hope for and what you pray for. He says, because you might be hoping and praying for a Chevy, and no, God may have an eye on a Mercedes Benz for you. And you know what that means is that, you know, if I only do just enough work to get the Chevy and then I stop, then how can God bless me with a Mercedes? I haven't given him anything to hang his hat on. I haven't given him anything to do the work to get where he wants me to go. So it still always requires me to keep doing work, and to keep helping others. But you know, it allows me not to shortcut myself. See, like I said, it's every day I try to be a little bit less selfish than I was the day before. I'm a selfish person. And you know, I love blessings. There's no doubt about that. I mean, you can ask anybody that knows me. I love a blessing. And I don't want to cut my blessings short. I want to keep getting my blessings. And in order for me to keep getting my blessings, I need to keep doing the work. You know, and you know, since I do believe that, you know, God is powerful, I can't sell him short either. So that's why I have to keep doing the work. And I don't use the word but anymore to justify me not doing anything else, or me not continually do the work. Or like I hear some people say, they want to blame other people, or they want to say that the devil stopped them from doing it. You know, whatever excuse out there that, you know, people will try to use, so it justifies them not doing or continually do the work they need to get done. And it will be a lifelong journey. But you will be surprised at the end of that journey, the midway to that journey. Hopefully you're surprised already if you start doing some work already and you can see the blessings or the fruit from that work. But there's, you know, for me, it's an amazing thing for me to reflect back on, reflect back on my life, because I would have never thought that day that I walked into that treatment center when I was homeless that I would, go to school and get a bachelor's degree, and then go get a law degree. And then to have 3 beautiful boys that I love and that I try to, parent. And think that, I'm a pretty good father. And I think that would be one of the things that people would say about me is they're like, you know what? He's a heck of a father. I would have never thought any of those things would happen in my life. I really wouldn't. But I think that's just that is a testimony of what God has in store for us versus what we can actually see for ourselves. Because there's no way I didn't see myself today when I walked into Bay House 21, 22 years ago. I didn't see my life turning out the way it did. And I say all that to say that, you know what, I'm not the only person that gets or receives blessings from God. It's for all of us. So that's why I say keep doing the work. It will be amazing what you will accomplish when you just do what you can do. Do what you can do. And don't blame anybody else. Don't say but. Don't use that but word. If you're trying to explain something to somebody and you use that word but, stop yourself and correct your path. Correct those negative thoughts that's stopping you. And and continue on your journey with faith. Don't let fear stop you either. So continue forward. Continue forward. Don't use the but word. Don't blame them people, those people. Don't blame the theys. If they'd only have done something, then you could have done something. Don't do that. So keep looking for your blessings. Keep working for your blessings. Do your little part and let God do his huge part. And you know what? And God is going to keep requiring that you do your little part. And that's okay, because, today I know that I'm responsible for my actions. And I am not responsible for God's actions. And hopefully you will be amused as I am with God. Or I should say, as much as God is amused at me, running around down here, acting crazy at times. Probably more times than I'm acting sanely anyway. But anyway, God bless all of you today. Remember, keep doing your little part. Keep doing your little part. Keep receiving those blessings. Remember, don't stop. If you have a destination where you believe that's where God is taking you, then you keep moving forward. Sometimes slowly, sometimes quickly, but always keep moving forward. And you will be surprised where you will land. You will be surprised that what God has in store for you is probably far greater than what you ever could have thought or planned for yourself. It may be different than what you planned for yourself, but it will definitely be mind-blowing. Let me say it like that, because I'm blown away by what God has done in my life. Not to say everything is perfect in my life. I'm not saying that. But it's perfect in God's way. It's perfect in God's way. And that's the way that it should be. That's the way it should be. The everyday, tribulations that we all go through, I go through them. The same worries about money and our kids and our life and our health, and I go through them. But today it doesn't take me so far off the road that with a quick adjustment I can get right back on road, get right back on God's will, which is the road that I'm traveling. So anyway, again, God bless. Y'all have a good day. Keep moving forward. I'll talk to you later. Bye.